Alrighty. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to this special meeting of council, my fellow councilors, staff, and people in the gallery and people at home. We will call this meeting to order at 1:01 p.m. Okay, we will start this with the land acknowledgement. We will begin this meeting by acknowledging that we are gathering on land that has been inhabited by Indigenous people since time immemorial. We would like to recognize that we are in the Robinson Superior Treaty Territory, and the land on which we are gathered today is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe. Specifically, we acknowledge the neighboring community of Mishpekautan First Nation, for whom we have great respect. We also recognize the contributions of all Indigenous peoples, including the Métis, in shaping and strengthening the community and province of Ontario. Okay. Moving on to item number 2, disclosure of pecuniary interest. Seeing none, we will move on to item number 3, the approval of the agenda. Is there a resolution?
It's verbal.
Verbal, okay.
Oh, sorry, my apologies, yes, we do.
Okay.
Sorry, Mayor, moved by Councillor Hatfield, seconded by Councillor Paddle, resolved that the agenda for the special meeting of council scheduled for Monday, December 1st, 2025, be approved as presented.
I need a mover and a seconder, Mr. Councillor Paddle and Councillor Hatfield. Any comments? Okay, all in favor? Thank you. We will move on to item number 4, announcements and giving of notice. Does anyone have any announcements?
You know what? I really was impressed with one of the workers. He was down by the snow dump and he was picking up the bare garbage. And then he walked in and he said, "Oh my goodness. I bet you he got 6 bags of garbage and he didn't complain." He said, "That's my job, I have to get it." But it was just loaded with garbage behind there. You know, down by the old dump, right next to the houses. There's a path in there. It's just littered. But anyway, I just thought it was very nice of him.
Okay. No other giving of notice. We will move on to item number 5, staff reports and memos. Okay, so item 5.1, CAO memo, Reconcept Best 1, Pinewood Municipal Support. Maury?
Thank you. To our Deputy Mayor and to council members, this is a report just summarizing what you heard from the group called Reconcept at your last meeting, who came in person and provided an overview of their proposal to build a battery energy storage system at 1 Pinewood Drive, which is the property owned by Mr. Trevor Lang. We require municipalities under the recent regulations, the request for proposals that the Independent Electrical Safety Organization has put out. There's an RFP for energy suppliers to make an application to put up energy projects throughout the province. Reconcept has looked at the community and feels that a battery energy storage system of up to 40 megawatts would be ideal for being located at 1 Pinewood Drive. Council must pass a resolution in support in order for the company to make application for the request for proposals. That's required before December 18th, so it's why it's being brought to council at a special meeting. The map is attached for council and a summary of the community benefits as an example, which the company is willing to pay $1,000 per megawatt per year to the municipality as a community benefit for having the project. So approximately $40,000 per year. On top of that, there's some jobs created during construction. And of course, the value of the property will go up, meaning that there'll be more property taxes for the community. In terms of engagement, if the project is approved by the ISO, then it goes through a whole environmental review process. There has to be public engagement. There has to be a number of other acts and regulations met before the project is actually finally approved. but without the approval of council by way of resolution to accompany their package, they cannot apply. I believe it was a council member, maybe Councillor Hatfield, that asked about noise. So as an update, the company advised that the noise resulting from the project predominantly come from the HVAC unit that's on the storage units and the transformer. There's an inverted HVAC cooling fan, and all and any noise would comply with provincial standards. And since the property is located away from any residential area, noise is not a municipal concern from staff. So from staff's review, it appears that the proposed site, which is zoned industrial, and the location is suitable for this type of development. And they would be required, if approved, to enter into a site plan agreement with the municipality where we have the power to have the company enter into an agreement with council that sets out barriers, if there's landscaping, if signage is going up. So where the roadway would be, we have some powers, if the project's approved, to make sure that the property meets our municipal standards. I think the project is hoping to go up to 75 megawatts. They would do it in a staged approach, with the 40 megawatts being first, and they expect that the project would be completed in 2030 if approvals were received. That's a summary, and the project summary is also attached to my memo for council to read. And so staff is in favor that council support a resolution for this project.
Any questions, Councillor Panel?
None.
Councillor, okay. We'll move on to item 5.2, CAO memo, Renewable Power Partners, BESS, High Falls Road Municipal Support.
For Mayor and Council, Renewable Power Partners also were at council a couple of weeks ago. We had an individual attend council, and the owner of the company come over Zoom, and they were looking for council support for a project at the airport, which council approved at its last meeting by way of resolution. They also are looking at a second project, so this is coming to council now. It's a second project. It's located on High Falls Road, immediately on the opposite side of the road turning into the landfill. It's on the opposite side of the road. They're looking for a 40 megawatt energy storage project to be located on those lands. It is currently a mining claim, and as indicated previously, resolution of support is required by council for the company to put a proposal forward to the IESO. The site is zoned rural. It is in an area that's undeveloped. Does not affect any of the mining happening in the area. And I did attach a map of the location for council to see, and it's approximately 18 hectares in size. The project is on private mining claim land, but because it's in the municipality of Wawa, the resolution of support is required. The same situation that we just talked about applies to this project as well. There'll be a financial impact, and the recommendation from staff is that we support this resolution to have the company move forward in the process. Thank you.
Any questions, Councillor Panel?
No.
Councillor Hatfield?
My computer went off again. Maury, who's going to be doing that? What people are applying? The ones that were here showing, or the ones on?
So not the ones that came at the last council meeting, but they came the meeting before, and remember the owner came over Zoom, and there was one young man in the audience.
Yeah.
Their company is called Renewable Power Partners. So it's not the same company doing the Pinewood Drive, but the same company that council supported to do a project at the airport.
Yeah, I'm getting concerned about that, because what about our businesses in town? I have no intention of being in competition with the businesses. I don't know if they've been offered this or anything.
So the process was public, the Independent Safety Electrical Association. This is a public process through the government of Ontario. Anyone can apply. There are a number of projects being applied for across the province, including to Ste. Marie. So any local business had the opportunity to apply. As far as I'm aware, none have, because they have to give a 60-day notice to the municipality prior as an engagement period before a resolution.
Do you think we should have announced that?
No, this is a provincial and the Independent Electrical Association's process. And I would just say that it takes a certain expertise. So I am not aware of any local companies that would be applying to this. They would have to have a certain background to understand how to connect to a grid or an energy storage project. So as far as I'm aware, there are no local companies interested, and I don't view this as competing with any business that I'm aware of in this community to do this kind of project. There will be another RFP, the Independent Electrical Association said. This is just one RFP. There is another one that's being put out next year. Again, we can put out some media if you'd like and find that media when those RFP processes will happen, but another one's coming up in 2026.
Is that how Trevor heard about the one that's going on his land?
Well, when the company contacted the municipality looking for potential sites, we mentioned a number of vacant properties, not owned by the municipality. We own very little land, so we gave some idea, and so how this company connected with Mr. Lang, I don't know.
Okay, no, I just wondered. Yeah, I do have a problem if somebody has a business that can run it other than us. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, no further questions? Okay, we will move on to item 5.3, the EDO report, CHIP Financial Incentive Program application for 55 Broadway Avenue, and I think our Economic Development Officer will speak to that.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor and Council. I'm pleased to share that we've received our 5th application to the Community Improvement Plan Financial Incentive Program. The application that we received is from Stephen Penterick, who is the owner of the 55 Broadway building. I think has become quite apparent as you walk down. He's completing a complete renovation of the building. And I think many have heard that there's going to be a great Canadian Dollar store in the first floor of the building, and then in the second floor of the building, in a second phase of the project, there will be 8 apartments that are going in upstairs. Mr. Penterick is applying to 2 of the CIP grants, the Building Facade Improvement Grant and the Activation Grant for Vacant Buildings, for 50% of approved costs, for a total of both grants municipal contribution of up to $20,000. The Economic Development and Tourism Advisory Committee has reviewed the application, and both EdTech and staff are recommending that council approve the application. Thank you.
Any questions, Councilor Pato? Councilor Hatfield? And I have no questions either, and you can go ahead and follow as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we will move on to item 5.4, CAO Report 2025-15, lease 96 Broadway Avenue. Maury.
Thank you, and the report summarizes that a local entrepreneur, Mr. Jamie Renault, is looking at some space within the community to operate a hobby store, and he hopes to have some community events and activities for youth. It's a startup business that he hopes to start up next year. So he was just looking for some space as an incubator, a space that he could start his business, see if it succeeds, and then grow from there. So the space at 96 Broadway was of interest. He looked at all the available vacant offices within 96 Broadway, but we do have an agreement in principle for the space that Caroline Robinson was in. We're in a negotiation with the hospital. They're looking at some space for expanded program. So the only thing that would be appropriate for Mr. Renault were 3 small offices. So when you enter the building, and I did attach a map for council, where the dental hygienist was located, there's 3 offices just along that path. And so he'd be interested in starting out and renting those 3 small offices. Because he's a startup, we are proposing to council that just be a 1-year lease. and that if he doesn't make it, he could give a 30-day notice period to cancel his lease, as he'll be self-funding the rent during his startup until he receives revenue. The rent that we're suggesting based on square footage and costs is $750 a month plus HST, plus each tenant in the building has to pay a share of the cleaning of the lobby space. So that would be approximately another $75 a month for a total of $825. Staff do support this request. Not only is it going to help a local entrepreneur and small business to potentially grow and succeed, it will also help us provide a space that this entrepreneur is proposing to provide to the community for community events, particularly targeted to youth. It also would generate a modest revenue for the municipality from the rental of the space. This space is not highly desirable in the community, as it's three very small offices that can't, walls and windows can't be taken out. So it's a very small compartmentalized space that's really not very desirable. So in the hopes that council would support New Entrepreneur, we have a lease agreement on council's agenda later on the meeting that we hope council would support as staff recommends this.
Thank you. Any questions, Councillor Paddle?
I think you answered everything. I was just curious what he was going to be doing.
Councillor
Again,
Hatfield?
we're competing with businesses. I just have such a problem with that. Being in business, we pay all this extra stuff and everything, and I mean, the township's gonna have 2 contracts for the battery, and now they're going into a contract with, I personally don't agree with it, so.
If I may, Deputy Mayor, to respond, there is a real lack of office space in this community. You hear that repeatedly from people who are trying to open up businesses. There is a lack of vacant space for entrepreneurs. On the second part, as we've done so for the entrepreneurs that were in the building previously, when you're starting out a business, our space, which is not highly desirable, is not available in any other building in this community at the price we're proposing. And the price we're proposing is something that an entrepreneur needs to afford to go into business. So I don't believe that this is competing with the private sector, as this type of space is not available.
How many feet is it?
I do have that calculation, but not in my head, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just wondered how
It's
big.
3 small offices, so approximately 750 square feet. Yeah.
No, just to end the conversation, no, I'm in agreement, because the thing is, if he makes a go of it, and then he may look for a bigger spot, because he's got 3 little rooms that are, no. I think if he makes it, he would probably move into something bigger. No. Okay, no more questions? We will move on to item number 6, new business. Lori, read the resolution.
Thank you. The first is the motion of support for Reconcept's battery energy storage project at 1 Pinewood. Resolved that the proponent is proposing to construct and operate a long-term capacity services project located on municipal project lands as defined and with the characteristics outlined in the table below under the long-term 2 capacity services window 1 request for proposals issued by the independent electricity system operator. Capitalized terms not defined here and have the meaning ascribed to them in the LT2C-1 RFP. The proponent has delivered no later than 60 days prior to the proposal submission deadline a pre-engagement confirmation notice to an applicable local body administrator in respect of the municipal project lands. That includes the details outlined in the table below, except for the unique project ID, which should only be required as part of the pre-engagement confirmation notice if available. And number 4, pursuant to the LT2C-1 RFP, if the long-term capacity service project is proposed to be located in whole or in part on municipal project lands, the proposal must include municipal support confirmation, which may be in the form of municipal resolution in support of the proposal submission. So now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Municipality of Wawa supports the submission of a proposal for the long-term capacity services project located on the municipal project lands, 1 Pinewood Drive. This resolution's sole purpose is to satisfy the mandatory requirements of Section 4.2 of the LT2C-1RP and may not be used for the purpose of any other form of approval in relation to the proposal or long-term capacity service project or any other purpose. Number 7, the proponent has undertaken or has committed to undertake Indigenous and community engagement activities in respect of the long-term capacity services project to the satisfaction of the municipality. 8, the municipal project lands does not include any lands designated as prime agricultural areas in the municipality Wawa's official plan. 9, where the municipal project lands does include lands designated in an agricultural area, the municipality Wawa's official plan as of the date of this resolution indicates that the municipal project lands are not designated as specially crop areas. C, the proponent has satisfied the A1A component 1 requirements to the satisfaction of the local municipality, and if the proponent is selected as a selected proponent under the LT2C-1RP, the Council of the Municipality of Wawa will engage in good faith with the selected proponent to enable the selected proponent to complete the A1A components 2 and 3 requirements. Duly resolved by the Municipality of Wawa on the first day of December 2025.
Any questions? No? Okay. Can I have a mover and a second?
I have the mover and seconder. It's all in favor now. We had
All in
mover
favor.
by Councillor Pato, seconded by Councillor Hatfield.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, item 6.2, motion of support.
Moved by Councillor Hatfield, seconded by Councillor Pato. The proponent is proposing to, whereas the proponent is proposing to construct and operate a long-term energy project located on municipal project lands as defined with the characteristics outlined in the table below under the long-term 2 energy supply window 1 request for proposals issued by the independent electricity systems operator. Capitalized terms are not defined herein, have the meanings ascribed to them in the LT2E-1RP. The proponent has, no later than 60 days prior to the proposal submission deadline, delivered a pre-engagement confirmation notice to an applicable local body administrator in respect of the municipal project lands that includes the details outlined in the table below, except for the unique project ID, which should only be required as part of the pre-engagement confirmation notice if available. Pursuant to the LT2E-1RFP, if the long-term energy proposal is accepted and to be located in whole or in part on municipal project lands, the proposal must include a municipal support confirmation, which may be in the form of a municipal resolution in support of the proposal submission. So now therefore, be it resolved that 5, the Council of the Municipality of Wawa supports the submission of the proposal for the long-term energy project located on the municipal project lands on High Falls Road. This resolution's sole purpose is to satisfy the mandatory requirements of Section 4.2 of the LT2E-1RP and may not be used for the purpose of any other form of approval in relation to the proposal or long-term energy project or for any other purpose. 7, the proponent has undertaken or has committed to undertake Indigenous and community engagement activities in respect of the long-term energy project to the satisfaction of the municipality. 8, the municipal project lands do not include lands designated as prime agricultural areas in the municipality of Wawa's official plan. The proposal has satisfied the A1A component 1 requirements to the satisfaction of the local municipality. And if the proponent is selected as a selected proponent under the LT2E-1RP, the Council of the Municipality of Wawa will engage in good faith with the selected proponent to enable the selected proponent to complete the A1A components 2 and 3 requirements. Duly resolved by the municipality on the first day of December 2025.
Any questions? Okay. And then resolution,
I've read the resolution, so now you ask all in favor.
all in favor?
Thank you.
Okay. We will now move on to item number 7, bylaws. Board,
Moved by Councillor Pato, seconded by Councillor Hatfield. Resolved that the following bylaws be introduced and read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed, and that the mayor and clerk do sign and seal the same, any rule of this council to the contrary notwithstanding. Bylaw number 3835-25 to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held on the first day of December 2025. Bylaw number 3836-25, to authorize the Corporation of Municipality Wawa to enter into an agreement to participate in the Downtown Wawa Community Improvement Plan Financial Incentive Program to make improvements to the property located at 55 Broadway Avenue. And bylaw number 3837-25, to authorize the municipality of Wawa to enter into an agreement for the lease of a portion of 96 Broadway Avenue, lower floor.
Okay, all in favor? Carried. We move on to item number 8, closed session. So resolution,
Moved by Councillor Hatfield, seconded by Councillor Paddle, resolved that this committee proceed in camera at 1:26 p.m. in order to address the following. There are 3 matters. The first matter is a personal issue under Municipal Act about an identifiable individual. 8.3 is a legal issue. 1 item is an application under Section 357 of the Municipal Act. Number 8.4, employee negotiations. 1 item, labor relations, to discuss labor relations or employee negotiations.
okay, so now do we ask our gallery to?
All in favor first?
All in favor? Okay. We ask everyone to leave. Nice to see you, Andy, Dan.
Yeah.
There's some
Okay, turning to item 9, return to open session, and we need a resolution.
Moved by Councillor Pato, second by Councillor Hatfield, resolved that council resume to the open meeting session at 2:26 PM.
All in favor? Item number 10, business arising from closed session, 10.1.
Moved by Councillor Hatfield, seconded by Councillor Pato, resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Municipality of Wawa does hereby accept staff recommendation as contained in reports ICHR 2025-07, applications made under section 357, and approve the applications made to reduction, cancellation, or refund of taxes in accordance with section 357 of the Municipal Act, as amended and as per the corresponding MPAC response for the properties listed below. Roll number 5776 000008033000000 for the period from August 29, 25 to December 31st, 2025. Roll number 5776 000012008200000 for the period of January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. Roll number 5776 0000108100000 for the period from November 19th, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. Roll number 5776 0000108100000 for the period from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. Roll number 5776 0000108100000 for the period from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. Roll numbers 5776 000000409400000 for the period from June 15th, 2025 to December 31st, 2025.
All in favor? Okay, moving on to item number 11, adjournment. Resolution.
Moved by Councillor Pato, second by Councillor Hatfield, resolved that the meeting closed at 2:29 PM.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned.